This is the Week 5 matchup of the New Orleans Saints at Kansas City Chiefs, brought to you by Fantasy Football Time. Follow us at Fantasy FB Time on all social media platforms. Saints 2-2, Chiefs 4-0. Let's see how they go on this matchup, but first, before we do, let's see how they got there. The Saints lose a close one at Atlanta. Derek Carr, only 8 fantasy points, so not a great showing, cooling off with a turnover. Alvin Kamara had a great fantasy day, over 100 yards and a score. Chris Olave gets back into double digits with 87 yards on 8 catches. Rashid Shaheed also gets back to double digits with 83 yards and 8 catches. Taysom Hill injuring himself again, but gets 2 touchdowns. How about that? I don't think he's going to play this week. He still shows questionable going into the Sunday matchup, but man, this guy, he is a risky tight end play, but certainly he's great to watch whenever they do decide to use him. Kansas City ekes out a win against the Chargers. Mahomes goes 245, 1-1. Not a great game, but he does what he has to do to win. Carson Steele. If anyone played him, my apologies and thoughts and prayers. Minus 0.9 yards. 6 yards, 0 touchdowns, 1 fumble. That'll do it. Samaje Perine does 8 forecast, 7 actual, gets 1 touchdown on the ground. Kareem Hunt, coming off of the practice squad, gets double digits. He will be your RB1 going forward. Rashee Rice is out. Painful loss, 0 points. Travis Kelce shows up finally. 12 fantasy points on 7 catches. Xavier Worthy also makes a return with 3 catches and a touchdown. Looking at this week, the Saints have Derek Carr with 13 forecasted. The Chiefs have allowed the second fewest fantasy points this year to the running back, so that's for you, Kamara. Derek Carr is getting a Chiefs defense that ranks middle of the pack against the 49ers, so I think it's going to be one of those throwing days for Derek, but certainly you're going to play Alvin Kamara, you know what. Chris Olave, 11 forecasted. Rashid Shaheed, 10 forecasted. Everyone else is under those forecasts, so these are your top fantasy players for the Saints. The Chiefs had held the Chargers to 10 and Atlanta 17, so great news there. Not really. 8 sacks were caused, 1 interception, 2 fumbles, and a touchdown in week 2. The Kansas City Chiefs are the favorite on a lowish over-under. Patrick Mahomes has 18 forecasted. Mahomes is going against a New Orleans Saints secondary that's only allowed 1 passing touchdown so far and has caused 6 interceptions. We'll touch on that later. So this might be more of a running day, Kareem, but nonetheless, the New Orleans defense is going to be a little tricky. They allow 5.2 yards per carry, so certainly a bright spot. Travis Kelce is getting a pretty decent forecast. No Rashee Rice. You think Xavier Worthy might be the primary target. Certainly Kelce is there too. Worthy's getting 9 forecasted. Outside of that, it's going to be tough to play the Chiefs. They're very touchdown dependent otherwise. They allowed 26 to Atlanta and have held everybody else to under 19. So this is going to be, feels like a Charger game like last week, unfortunately, for a fantasy perspective. 12 sacks they get to the quarterback. 6 picks on 4 weeks. 2 fumbles. Oof. Anyway, this is your Monday night matchup. Thanks so much for watching. Follow and subscribe at Fantasy FB Time. Welcome to Week 5. God bless.